Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now onto the topic of this video, and with the new season of Reign of Chaos Total War coming tomorrow, it's time to have a first look at the SX9 heroes that we're going to be having in this season. So let's get straight into the hero menu. They've been loaded in the game. Now, funnily enough, we have seen these heroes a while ago. The devs accidentally loaded them into the code before SX8 as well. And then they removed them, and then they have been in and out this week as well. But we've definitely got them in the code now. So let's have a look at Hellfire first. So Hellfire, cool blades. He's got this cool chain-like design, and he's got a fiery head, and fiery eyes. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of hero he is. Well, he is a support hero. And this is the main thing about him. He's a general hero. So the first S season hero who is a general hero. General means that he will work with any of the three troop types: footmen, archers, and cavalry. So it's really interesting to see that the devs have brought this into the game, a general hero. Let's have a look at his skills then. So skill 1 is his usual dictator skill, giving you the extra of 23,100 troops in your squad. Skill 2, it's called Blood Pact. It's a prep skill, so it's going to activate pre-battle. And effective range is 5, which kind of indicates that Hellfire can probably go on any row of your squad. Let's have a look at what the skill description is. Different effects are triggered when the hero carries different types of units. So this is going to... Basically, if he's carrying footmen, it will do one thing. If he's leading archers, it will do another. And if he's leading cavalry, it will do something else. So, with footmen, the damage received by your squad is minus 35%. So that's pretty good if you're going to put him front row, for instance. Cavalries, when 2 random enemy squads launch combat skills and common attacks, the damage caused by those squads is minus 8%, and the effect can be stacked up to 8 layers, so that's from rounds 1 to 8 obviously. So it's going to max out at 64% potentially, and from 8 to 64%, let's just call it an average of 30% across the battle, like 30-35%. So that's okay from a defensive point of view as well. The effect can be stacked for 8 layers. Archers, in the first 3 rounds when your squad receives a damage, there is a 65% evasion chance. Not so great. It's only going to be applicable for the first 3 rounds of a battle. Evasion is okay, only 65% chance, so it's only potentially going to be activating twice out of those 3 rounds. So I would say potentially based on this, he's going to be weakest if you put him with archers. Now we've got some new icons for skills 3, 4 and 7 on Hellfire, being a general hero. It's the same kind of icons that you get similar to the general orange heroes. So skills 3 and 4, those are the usual. He's going to give, for a season hero, he's giving a 50% extra resistance and then 50% extra might, so there's nothing new there. Skill 5, Heroic Inspiration. It's a combat skill, effective range of 2. 50% chance to recover the team, that means squad, with the lowest value of our troops. Recovery rate is 270%. So let's think about this for a minute. 270% is huge for a start. That's actually the highest for only Skander placed on the front row would heal more. Liberator might as well, depending on who he's paired with and the skills that they get off. But 270%. Now, the interesting point about this, and this is where I think this is going to be a really OP skill, this is what Hellfire is all about, is that this healing is targeting the squad with the lowest value. Now, when you consider, say, Lawman does lots of guaranteed healing every round, and Skander does lots of healing on his 50% chance as well, healing skill. But they target specific squads or random squads. So you can have them that healing skill activating, and actually they're healing a squad that might not even need healing, so it doesn't actually do anything. With Hellfire's healing skill, this is going to target the squad where you need it most every single time. So it's going to be very, very effective healing skill. The second part of the skill, not so vital, but it's clear the debuff state of 2 random team squads don't know why they're using the word team in this skill description, on your side. So debuff is any opponent's skill that is going to either reduce the damage, might, or resistance of your troops. Is not talking about CCing, so it won't have any effect on silencing, confusion, etc. And it cannot remove pre-battle debuff. So this is only going to be affecting the very small amount of skills that actually do decrease damage, and there'll be like combat skills that are taking place in the battle. So yeah, that's not so great, but the healing could be very good. Skill 6, he's giving you 15% extra HP. And skill 7, he's giving 40% extra resistance to all of the troops in your legion. So that would kind of indicate that he is more of a defensive hero, having those kind of tanky elements. And then skill 8, Rising from the Ashes. It's a prep skill, so this will activate pre-battle every time. All friendly squads unit countering minus 10%. That's not huge, I don't think. But starting from the 4th round, the damage caused by our other 2 teams, squads, is plus 40%. So if you compare him with damage dealers, this could be very, very good. 40. I mean, obviously it's 80% in reality because it's affecting both your fellow squads. So Hellfire is obviously he can be used with any troop type as well. So there's going to be lots of different combos that you want to use him with. Potentially, obviously, if you put any hero with a Bleeding Steed and Warhammer, they're going to work really well. So he might work with Bleeding Steed, Warhammer, Hellfire, for instance. I think he's going to potentially work well with Warden, because Warden's going to be buffing this chance on his 5th skill, so you get a lot of guaranteed healing. And then you want to be buffing damage as well. So with Warden, and if you put Hellfire with Reaper, obviously Reaper is doing a lot of damage every turn. So increasing that damage by 40%. Could work really nicely. He could work potentially with just other big healers, like maybe Liberator, put Hellfire in the middle, and then put him with like Jade Eagle, because with that combo, obviously, Liberator, you want Jade Eagle to be getting off as much damage as possible. Jade Eagle does a lot of damage, so buffing that damage with the 8 skill would be good. Getting all of that guaranteed healing as well would help Jade Eagle potentially. And yeah, I think that could work nicely. What else is going to work? I mean, the usual combos like with Lawman as well on Warhammer, or Lawman, Hellfire, Avalanche. He might work well at the front of like Hellfire Army Avalanche, Hellfire Ragnar Avalanche. Again, like boosting that extra skill that those heroes do. Yeah, I could see him working with lots of different options. Maybe even, I think he could actually work with Lust, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. How good is he going to be though? Well, the problem is, for me, is that even though this is a really OP skill, it is a combat skill, it is susceptible to being silenced and suppressed. And so if you're coming up against, say, like a Ragnar combo, or like anything with Army Breaker in it, then potentially Hellfire could be like nerfed a lot by those combinations. So it's going to be interesting to see how effective he is, and what troop type you're going to use him with. Obviously, usually I like to rate heroes out of 5. It's tough. I don't know. I think he's probably going to be a 4 out of 5. I'm not sure he's an absolute must-have hero, but I think he's probably a strong 4, because again, he's a general hero. He'll work with any troop, and if we look at every player in the game, for small spenders, having a hero that can potentially work with any troop type could be really good for you guys out there, the free-to-play players, the small spenders. And of course, if he does have this healing skill, if it is meta, then he's going to work for you top spenders as well. So yeah, I'm probably going to rate Blades 4 out of 5 for now. So let's go on and have a look at the second hero, which is Lust Angel. So Lust Angel, but her name is Helen. Go figure. She obviously likes blue butterflies as they're floating around her. There, she's got horns. so she's got a bit of an edge to her. So she is an archer hero, and she's ranged. So thinking about the ranged archer heroes we've got Ashen can be put in the back row, Jade Eagle, of course, and Reaper. Are you going to probably change out Reaper for the Reaper Warden combo for Lust Angel? That's going to depend on her skill. So let's have a look. Of course, skill 1 is the usual 23,100 marching bonus for your troop capacity. Skill 2 is Poison Needle. It's a combat skill, effective range of 5, of course, because she is a ranged hero. This is going to target 2 enemy squads. 35% chance to deal 300% damage on 2 random enemy squads. I don't know why they changed the terminology. And cause them to enter a poisonous state, so that they're then getting additional damage of 150% for 1 round. So that's actually 2 times 450% damage, 900% total damage. That is a high rate of damage for a second skill. So this is a very nice start. Don't get too caught up on the poisonous state. There's currently not any heroes that really have an impact with poison. So that's not probably going to lead to a lot of synergy. Skills 3 and 4 are, of course, the usual defensive formation, giving 50% extra resistance to the troops in the squad, and the offensive formation, giving the 50% extra might to the troops in the squad. And now skill 5, Infatuated Shadow. It's a combat skill again, effective range of 5. This is also going to target 2 random enemy squads. It does require 1 round of prep. So if you cast it on, if you activate it on round 3, for instance, it won't cast until round 4. And this is 50% chance to deal 450% damage to 2 random enemy squads. So yet again, it's 900% damage. This is a lot of damage that she's potentially doing from her 2nd and 5th skills. So this is a very nice start to her abilities. And then let's have a look at the second part. Make them enter the confusion status, where skills and basic attacks become random for 1 round. This is one of the best confusion skills in the game. Not as good as Bleeding Steed's 5th skill, because his is a 1 round prep with 50% chance, but it lasts and it targets 2 enemy squads, but for 2 rounds. So this is not quite the OP confusion status in the game, but potentially if this is activating on turns 1, 3, 5 and 7, then you could be confusing your opponent for obviously half the battle. If it's activating on turn 8, you're going to miss out. So this is probably going to activate 3 times a battle on average. That's 900%, 3 times a battle. That's pretty nice. And the extra confusion's really good, because obviously it can make your opponent's troops target themselves. Can make it, it's not guaranteed. Skill 6, let's have a look. 15% extra damage, of course, as you'd expect from a ranged hero. And for skill 7, it's the 40% extra might. Again, what you would expect from a ranged hero. They are damage dealers. Then her final skill, skill 8, Pandora's Box. So she does have a prep skill, effective range of 5. So this is going to activate before every battle. All of our squads are immune to 2 confuse effects when your squad's turn to act. Let's have a look at this first. Immune to confuse. So she is going to help counter Bleeding Steed combos, because he does a lot of confusion with that 5th skill. She's going to help counter Ragnar combos, because Ragnar has on his 8th skill that guaranteed confusion on turns 4 and 5. And if you think about, usually, say with Steed, as I said earlier, it's a 50% chance. It's a 1 turn prep. Best case scenario, that skill would activate 4 times in a battle. Most likely it's going to be 2 or 3 times, and you're getting that confusion stopped twice a battle, immune. That's nice. So that's a good defensive element to her, to your team. And now let's have a look at the second part. Dealing 250% damage to enemy teams that are silenced, disarmed, suppressed or confused states every round. So what this is screaming to me now is, first off, you've got nice synergy between the 5th and 8th skill, because the 5th skill causes confusion, and the 8th skill is going to give 250% damage to any of the opponent squads that are confused. You're going to have to pair her, in my eyes, with other heroes that are doing CC. So we are talking about potentially combining her with Ragnar, or if you need a back row hero, you could put a middle row and put her with an Avalanche, for instance, who does a bit of silencing from her 5th skill. probably not the most common. She would work really well with Bleeding Steed because Steed does a lot of confusion. You could put, if you've got mixed troops, this is for you Dragon Master guys out there. Skander does guaranteed suppression on, I think not guaranteed, sorry, it's 70% suppression on the 5th skill. So that's a lot of CCing from him. And then you just want to pair her with CCing heroes. So Army Breaker got that 50% silencing skill to 2 enemy squads on his 5th skill. Ashen is also with his 8th skill. That gives the opponent the chance to be CC'd in all forms of CC. So if you pair her with CCing heroes, potentially you could actually be causing CC to all 3 of the opponent's squads, and that's going to do 700. Then that means you're getting 3 times 250% damage, 750% damage. So that is a lot. Let's just quickly compare her. I think you would actually want to pair her with Ashen Verdict, and then chuck a, I don't know, like Immortal Guardian at the front to be defensive potentially. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Ashen. So yeah, Hero Squad has 35% chance to apply the following conditions to a random enemy squad after every 2 normal attacks. So extra disarm, silencing, confused, interrupt. That could work. She would definitely pair with Ashen. Let's just compare her with Jade Eagle, because I think really you would be replacing her in a squad, replacing Jade Eagle with her potentially in a squad, because people just aren't going to want to break up that Warden Spectral Reaper combo. So comparing the skills and the damage, so Jade Eagles does a bit of extra damage on skill 2, 40% compared to Lust 35%. But then each attack randomly selects 2 enemy squads and deals 142% damage. So it's 2 times 142%, which is 284, and then you times that by 2, so that's 568% damage from this skill. So that's nowhere near Lust's 900%. And then the 5th skill, is that combat as well? Yes, and these are both combat skills. So Jade Eagle and Lust are equally susceptible to being silenced and suppressed on their first 2 skills. So this is, again, requires 1 turn of prep. It's only 30% chance compared to Lust's 50% chance. This deals a marginal extra amount of damage, 930%. Interestingly, this does disarm all 3 enemy archers. So, but in theory, Lust and Jade Eagle do work well together as well, because he can CC all 3 if you're up against archers. But how regularly is that going to happen? Not a lot. So I don't think you probably would pair her potentially with Jade Eagle that often. And then you've got this 8th skill, which is combat again. It takes 2 turns of prep. It does a huge amount. It's 60% chance to deal 863% damage, which is over 1700% damage. But it's only, realistically, because it takes 2 turns to prep, and there are quite a few CCing heroes in the game now that would silence this or suppress this. Best case scenario, I think this activates twice in a battle. So that's about 13, call it 3,500 damage from that. And her 8th skill can do 7,500 each turn. I think it's realistic that Lust's 8th skill would do more damage as well. And obviously it's a prep skill, so it's definitely going to be more consistent than Jade Eagle's. Yeah, I think Lust is potentially an upgrade on Jade Eagle. How is she going to be super OP? I'm not sure about that. I think it's going to be interesting to see how she performs in like a mixed combo with, maybe a Skander or Steed at the front, and then, I mean, Ashen does a lot of damage considering you're just not going to break up that Warden Reaper combo for her. Yeah, what would I rate her out of 5? I'm going to say, I think because she's going to rely on being paired with CCing heroes, and she's archers, still not the OP troop type in the game. I'm going to rate her a 3 out of 5 for now, but it's going to be interesting to see. And she's susceptible to CC herself. So yeah, I think 3 out of 5 is probably around a high 3, but she'd be a high 3 out of 5, Lust Angel. And of course, you're going to want to unlock that ape skill first because she's a ranged hero and it's a prep skill, so it's going to give you guaranteed damage and obviously that protection from confusion. So yeah, that's the first 2 new heroes in this season, guys. So potentially very good heroes that we might see in some of the top combinations. It's going to be really interesting to see Hellfire working in these different troop types as well. So yeah, we're just hopefully going to see them very soon in SX9, in Reign of Chaos. Let's see how it all goes, and I'll hopefully bring some detailed battle reports on them both, detailed hero reviews on them with battle reports once I've got the footage and I've seen them in action. So that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please do, of course, if you've liked this video, please do click on that like, and I'll be interested to hear your comments on these heroes, so pop your comments in the comment section down below. If you could please share this video in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be very much appreciated. That's this video done for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.